Also, with a LinkedIn profile, I want you to have a compelling summary up at the top. And if you are actively searching for a job and you're not doing it in a confidential way, in that summary paragraph, I want you to put an action, a call to action, so that it says, let's talk about what my abilities can do for you. Or let's talk about how I can affect your company's bottom line. Anytime you put a call to action, and this is a direct marketing principle, anytime you put a call to action anywhere, it increases the likelihood of someone taking action. So if someone is looking at your LinkedIn profile and you see that call to action, they're more likely to do it. Also, make sure that your LinkedIn profile has a lot of keywords, and you can find keywords for the job that you're looking for by looking at posted positions and looking at the job descriptions of posted positions. Now, to find more information about how to create a really great LinkedIn profile, there are 2 webinars that I've done in the past, and you can find them on YouTube. So if you want to go to YouTube, you just put in my name, Tammy Kabell, and it's TammyKabell, and you can find a whole list, and I think I have over 60 videos out there, because each of these hours are chunked up into 10 or 15-minute segments so that it's more easily digestible by YouTube. But I interviewed Will Gladhart, who owns his own social media marketing company. He's fantastic, very, very talented, and his last name is Gladhart. So you can search for Tammy Kabell interviews Will Gladhart. And he actually walked you through step-by-step on how to create a LinkedIn profile. And then I also, earlier in the year, interviewed Nancy Juetten, Juetten, and she is a very impressive branding expert. She actually helps brand companies, and she's out in Bellevue, Washington, and she's very well known, one of the big experts in personal branding and business branding. She does a great job. So she talks about in that webinar how to create an executive bio or summary, and also how to create a good LinkedIn profile. We talk about some of the things that you can put in LinkedIn to define your brand and set you apart from everyone else. What I want you to do is listen to those 2, take the information here, and actually take action and apply it to your LinkedIn profile. Something else that you can do during this month is put together an online resume. And you may have, if you've listened to me before, you may have heard me talk about visualcv.com. I give that out a lot because it has been a very slick, free way to put your resume out there that's very colorful. It allows you to put a lot of different elements in it. Well, we got news last Friday that they are closing their virtual doors, unfortunately, and that's going to happen the end of the year. So my staff and I are looking right now to find a no-cost or a low-cost option to replace that. So far, what we've come up with, and this may not be what we do for our clients long term, but you can go to GoDaddy and buy your name as a domain name, and if your name is taken, you can certainly do hire your name, H-I-R-E. So if MikeSmith.com is taken, put in hire Mike Smith. And there again is a call to action that you can incorporate into your domain name. And GoDaddy allows you to put together at least a 1-page, I don't remember if it's a 1-page or 3-page. We're still investigating that. But I know it's at least a 1-page hosted site where it's free. So once you buy your name, your URL name, then you can actually, it's a point-and-click type situation. You don't have to know HTML. You don't really have to know anything. You just copy and paste, for the most part, your resume. And it is free. And just to let you know, if you don't know, a domain name really only costs like $12 or $13, maybe $15 tops from GoDaddy. So get the .com version of that. They're going to want to sell you on some others, .org, .everything. You don't have to do that. Just buy the .com. Also make sure that your business cards are up to date, that they have the up-to-date info, and if you don't mind making some new business cards, make sure that you've got the title, the job title that you are looking for. You need to define what that is. Put it on your business card. Put your picture on there if you have a good picture of yourself, because actually things that have photographs on them are less likely to be thrown away. That's another statistic that can work in your favor. And so make sure that the business cards, if you're making new ones, have that new website that you've just put up with your resume, which increases your online presence. Or now I mentioned GoDaddy, but also your LinkedIn profile. Something else I just remembered, you can also put together a free site that's very limited but actually pretty cool at a place called about.me. The place is called About Me, and it's about.me. And you can put together a free profile of yourself on that website. So you can put, I think it goes like about.Tammy Kabell, about.Mike Smith, and that will be something that you can put on your business card as well. Now, take some time this month after you have all of these foundation things put in place, and really it only takes about a week or 10 days to do all of that. A resource for business cards that I think are relatively inexpensive and quick is vistaprint.com. Sign up for them first, wait till you get some coupons from them very quickly, and then get your 250 free business cards and update to premium because the premium cardstock feels so much better. After you do that, contact the right people within the companies that you want to work for via hard copy resume. And this is something that I preach. It's something that I have my clients do as part of their search. And you can find the people oftentimes in LinkedIn. It's not the end-all, be-all, because if people aren't LinkedIn or if they haven't updated their LinkedIn profile in a while, then it's not a perfect source. There are other sources out there online. But for the most part, you can find some people on LinkedIn in doing an advanced people search. Find the right companies that you want to work for. Determine what size company you want to work for. Anything less than $250 million in annual revenue is considered a small business. $250 to $500 million is considered a mid-sized business, and then $500 million and above is considered a large company. There aren't a ton of large companies in the Kansas City area, and actually in most, unless you're talking about places like Atlanta, Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco, there's not a lot of large companies, and large companies are where everyone sends their resume because they're name brands in the place, the city. And so I would recommend small to mid-sized companies. And actually, Chamber of Commerce says that small businesses hire 63% of all people out there. So I like small businesses, and small businesses don't need to be mom and pop shops. They can pay you what you're worth in six figures if you find one earning $10 million to $250 million in annual revenue. So in the month of December, I think you should triple your efforts. If you do that, you get 5 times the return because of less competition, and also because employers are starting to look now. Now, a caveat to that is the week between Christmas and New Year's, the way that that week falls now, because they're each on a Saturday. The time, a lot of people, I believe, because they're each on a Saturday, a lot of people are going to be taking that week off. Once they get back, on the day they get back, they're going to have a big stack of mail, and you do want to set yourself apart. So I would recommend continuing to put together hard copy resumes and finding the right people and get that big stack ready to go so that on the Tuesday after New Year's, you can send out a huge amount. And actually, that's what I'm having my clients do. If they're doing 40 to 50 a week, which is what the goal is for my unemployed clients, that usually takes them 20 to 25 hours maximum. That's part of what they do when they incorporate that into their overall strategy. Those 40 to 50 a week you can still do and put in the big pile. And I can tell you, if during December you're only applying for 2 to 3 jobs a week or sending out less than 5 resumes a week, it's not enough activity. You are not going to get noticed at that activity rate. So you really need to boost it up not only in December, but for all of 2012 until you get noticed, until you get into a hiring process. Something else that you can do, and then I'm going to wrap it up really quickly because I want to give you at least 20 minutes to ask questions. Something else you can do is attend holiday parties. My clients have had a lot of success doing a lot of hobnobbing and attending holiday parties. Just make sure that you don't have the lampshade on your head, but that you use it as a networking opportunity so that you can bring your business cards. You can talk about the family. You can talk about other interesting things. You ask them what they do first and how is business going and how is your career going. And then when they ask you, what do you do, which I think a lot of times unemployed people tend to not want to go to holiday parties, number one, because they're depressed because they're unemployed, and number two, they don't want to answer that question, so what do? Because the answer is nothing. That's not cool. So what you do, if someone says, well, what do? Then you give them, actually it's 3 pieces of an audio business card. It's who is it that you want to work for? So if it's small to mid-sized businesses in computer technology or small-sized businesses in agriculture, right? So, and then the second thing is what gap they have or what need they have, and the third is what the advantage would be to hiring you. So when someone says, so what do? And you say, well, you know how small to mid-sized businesses with new products or services don't know how to market that product or really get it out there to make a big impact? Well, that's my expertise. So I market these new products from inception to rollout, create the entire marketing plan so that it can impact the bottom line of the company within 3 to 6 months. And right now I'm looking to do it for another company. That's the right way to introduce yourself in a party. Give them your business card. And now they're not thinking, oh, this person is looking for a marketing manager position. Do I know of anybody who's got a marketing manager position open? What you're saying is, here are a group of companies, the type of company that has a problem, and I'm an expert in solving that problem. So when they hear later that there's a company out there with that problem, and let's say that problem is that they're struggling because of the economy and you are a VP of operations, what company out there isn't struggling somewhat because of the economy? So as a VP of operations, my specialty is squeezing the most out of operations in order to increase the margin and make cost control my first priority, and that gets the bottom line looking a lot better even during these slim times.